So now we'll be setting up our Square payment plugin for NetSuite. First, we need to go ahead and do an OAuth. I'm creating a Square OAuth token. This will be done in sandbox mode. We'll go ahead and accept the authorization. And now I'll be setting up the payment processing profiles. A payment processing profile is a built-in component of SuitePayments, and the profile itself will be created by the bundle that is automatically installed through the Suite App Marketplace. However, there is some configuration that needs to be done, including checking the boxes for supporting line level data, and if test mode is being enabled for Sandbox, that also needs to be enabled. We'll need to create two different payment processing profiles, one for regular Modo payments with Square cards, and another payment processing profile for Square Checkout. Square Checkout will be used to send payment links to sellers, as well as supporting Suite Commerce, which is an e-commerce framework that is owned by NetSuite, where customers can check out directly without having to call the store. So we'll set those up and save those two payment processing profiles. Now we've created a sales order, which is the concept in the ERP of an order that will be fulfilled later. So we'll add a line item, and we've added a customer as well. And adding a customer will also allow us to save that card on file. You'll notice that the preserve on file box is checked here. And whenever a customer is created in NetSuite with the payment plugin, a customer will be created in the Square directory. That's where the card token will be saved. So once we've tokenized the card, we've stored that token on the customer object. Sellers will also have the option to accept buyer payments without storing a card on file as well. So we'll see here in the Square directory that this customer was created automatically, and the card on file is stored and associated with that customer. Now that we've created a payment card on the billing tab within our sales order, we'll go ahead and select the payment processing profile of Square Payments, and we will go ahead and perform just an authorization only. So we will not be capturing the card, we'll just be performing the authorization. Once that's done, we can then see and approve that sales order, which is a NetSuite concept. And once we've chosen to fulfill and bill that order, the card will be automatically captured. That generates something called a cash sale, which is the concept of a payment related to that authorization. So you see we're capturing the authorization. And now we can go to the billing tab, and we'll see we have a full audit log of both the authorization and capture. And we'll see that that object was created in Square as well. Now we'll go ahead and test a refund. So this can be done simply by clicking the refund on that cash sale. We'll see that the payment operation has defaulted to refund, and when we press save on this refund, that will automatically trigger the Square API to refund the transaction. So we see the refund is now successful. It's actually initially in a pending state. That's just due to the way the Square API works, but you'll see that the refund is visible in Square dashboard. Once that pending state becomes officially approved, that will clear out. Now we can try to do another transaction as well, And this will show doing a full sale rather than just an authorization. So we're creating that transaction. This transaction has 2 line items on it, so that's how we'll know to differentiate it. And we'll see that was created successfully in Square, and that was a full sale, so no need to separately capture that transaction. And we'll go ahead and show a partial refund on this transaction to just show that we're able to take both full and partial refunds. So we'll delete one of those line items, which will be refunding just the first item. That's going to go ahead and create that refund. We'll see that the refund for $353 was created. We'll see that in Square as well. And if we try to refund the transaction again in full, we'll see that the plugin warns us that this already has a refund associated with it, and we'll get an error response indicating that it wasn't possible to over-refund the transaction. Now we'll be demonstrating the payment link functionality within NetSuite, which will be using the Square Checkout API. So we're going to go ahead and create an invoice here with a couple infinity tables being sold. And we'll see when we go to the billing tab that we've automatically created a customer checkout link. Now let's pretend we're the customer receiving this link through a NetSuite email. We'll go ahead and pay that, which will direct us to Square Checkout. Now that order has been fully paid, we can go back to NetSuite and we'll look at the related records. Just due to the way invoices are closed out with payments in NetSuite, we look at the related payment record and we'll see that the Square Checkout was successfully created in the audit logs. And we'll see that the relevant transaction was also created in Square Dashboard. Finally, we'll be demonstrating this Square Checkout functionality within an experience called SuiteCommerce, which is an e-commerce framework run by NetSuite. So imagine we're a customer placing an order on this e-commerce website. We'll be able to choose the payment method of Square Checkout. And the logo isn't set up in this demo environment, but that can be set up. And the customer will be directed through the Square Checkout flow. And the checkout's been successfully created. So we'll go to that same sales order in NetSuite. And we will check on the billing tab. And we'll notice that that checkout was successfully created as a Square customer deposit. Now we'll show you how to add a device using the physical Square terminal hardware device. We'll need to go into our integration setup for Square, view one of our OAuth tokens, and add a device to that token. This will bring up the device manager screen where you can enter a device name. And when you press submit device, the system will display a device code. This device code should be entered onto the physical terminal to pair that physical device with this token in the Square Payment plugin. So watch us enter that same device code we just generated into the physical hardware device. And we'll press sign in. And we've succeeded, and this device is ready to take payments. Now we'll show how to take a payment on a sales order using the physical terminal device. So we'll select the payment option of Square Card Present, and we'll choose our device that we just created. This device can be cached, so you can not have to enter it every single time, and that will be cached for that particular NetSuite user. Since we've entered Square Card Present, all we'll need to do is save this transaction and that will initiate the terminal payment process. So here the transaction has successfully been saved, and we'll cut over to the physical terminal. So we've copied over our $1 amount from our sales order, and the terminal has lit up. We'll make that payment, and we can optionally print a receipt. The terminal is now ready to accept additional payments. And when we refresh our sales order in NetSuite, we'll see that the payment is now available on the billing tab, and the operation was successful. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's given you an idea of how to use the Square payment plugin for NetSuite. Thank you.